Hello and welcome back to Exeter City, where the transfer window is now complete. Not a lot to get you caught up on at this point, actually, so 2 games today. I'll see you in a moment. And also in a rare occurrence, I'm going to ask you at this point of the video to like, comment and subscribe. I know I normally wait till the end, but if you've been with me so far, the championship journey is just beginning. If you haven't hit that subscribe button by now, now's your opportunity. I would appreciate it very much. Thank you. I'm also just going to start the transfer business by recapping a couple that went through at the very end of the last video, in case you clicked off early. And Betty's back. Quite frankly, I don't think he's amazing. I don't think he's particularly that good, but he does have what you need in those key attributes for a ball-playing defender, mostly. Pace lacking, aggression lacking, decisions lacking, but fantastic positioning and tackling, and a left foot as well. So beggars can't be choosers is essentially what's happened here, and also the week. I did try to get his Manchester City teammate, Kaiki, in. Manchester City happy to accept £no a week for him as well. Kaiki not happy about joining Exeter at all. He's not here. Quite frankly, I prefer the players in which the team that they belong to decide that they want them to play with better players, because I can't argue with that one. It's when the team accepts the deal and then the player rejects you for a loan deal. That one hurts. So yeah, no Kaiki, but we do have Mbeti. Christian Fruchter was also a late addition in that video as well. £8 a week, it's a lot, but he does have Bayern Munich pedigree. He actually played once for the main team, conceded twice in that, but he's apparently played 110 appearances for the B team. Although I suspect that doesn't actually track properly. Conceded 24 and 32, 9 in 14 last year. He's conceded 4 in 3 for us, but he does have a player of the match already, which is more than can be said about Kelly Roos, who's probably going to be furious in a couple of months. It's weird, I also don't think he's sensational, but his star rating is pretty good. For whatever reason, he's just very well rounded as a goalkeeper as well. Much better on the sweeper side of sweeper keeper as well. Also a fairly professional personality will help him reach that extra half a star potential he's got apparently. And then the only other bit of news is the arrival of, because he's from Argentina, I'm going to run with Julian Fernandez. But Fernandez is in, off the list of work permit likely I showed you last time round. And after Kaiki continually kept rejecting me, a couple of days until deadline day, I decided to actually just go and buy a right winger. I'll be honest, his first start didn't go well, but as you can see there, we paid a grand total of £1.5 million with more potential add-ons. The good news is, though, even with those add-ons, his minimum value is still more than that, and that's at Exeter. So hopefully as our club develops in reputation, that price tag will get better, along with his potential ability, of course. But in a similar kind of fashion to Christian Fruchter, he's just very well-rounded and does the job that I want him to do quite well, which of course is that inverted winger. Decent crossing, good long shots, dribbling, first touch technique, all that jazz. Flair's quite nice. Determination and work rate, crucially, are competent, along with his acceleration and pace. He's not slow, not super fast either yet, but he is also 19, which means he is exempt from registration. I've still got one spot if I need it, which is crucial because I have 3 goalkeepers I have to register. Exeter has taken a 2 or 3 month injury, by the way, as well, so I'm down to 2 keepers again, technically. But 5'7", a little bit of a pocket rocket, although I'd like a little bit more rocket in that pocket. I'm just hoping that poor performance, which is against West Brom, was largely down to his lack of sharpness, and of course, it's his first match for us. But that's literally it. Outbound, there's a few loans of fringe players, and that's it. So, the Dieng, the highest profile of those. But after that first day demolition of Millwall, we did indeed lose to Bristol City, which I was kind of hoping for, just so we didn't have as many games. But we did take the lead in it, so it is slightly frustrating. We scored in consecutive injury times against Forest to beat them 2-1 away from home. Sonny Perkins in the first half injury time, Matt Jay with a penalty in the last minute, after Scott McKenna was sent off for them. 1-1 against Southampton, a good result considering the opponent, South Coast opponent. Bournemouth are now the best South Coast team, because Brighton and Southampton are slumming it in the Championship with us. And we beat Ipswich 1-0 away thanks to Scott Sinclair. Of course, Ipswich, the team that were League One champions ahead of us. A little bit of revenge there, just a little bit of revenge. And then an absolutely abysmal performance against West Brom, who of course are a handy team, but no one in that team performed well. We were without Birith, who was just physically incapable of playing that game. Fernandez with a 5.9. Che Dunkley is the only player with a rating of 7 or higher. Frankly, he's the only player that started the game who finished with a rating higher than 6.4. 2 substitutes got 6.9s, and Matt Jay got 6.8 off the bench as well. But it wasn't a fantastic performance from anyone involved there. Fair amount of rotation in the game, just because of fitness levels, but a 3-goal, 15-minute salvo from West Brom, and that was that. West Brom naturally predicted quite highly in the division. We've not moved up in the prediction list in terms of rating, but teams have moved down. Ipswich and Blackpool have joined the 150-1 group, which means we're not quite so far adrift anymore, just not for the reasons I'd hoped. Of course, free agents are still a thing, and I do have one space available, so if anyone's getting desperate on the free agent list and hasn't got a club, I don't have any money to sign them anyway. Thanks to the Fernandes deal, I have no transfer budget and I'm already over my wage bill. We do have 1.5 million in the bank though, although our prediction is not great. But losing to West Brom, all that did was actually make West Brom join us on 10 points in the league. Brighton 4 from 4 though. At the top, we do play Birmingham away today, along with Coventry away. Coventry, a team that I did mention, did steal one of the players I actually had an agreement and a contract with already. So it'll be nice to destroy them, quite frankly, especially because it was a defender they stole. The good news is we are at full strength for this game. I'm really hoping Fernandes gets at least a 6.1 in this game, just so it averages not on a red number. But Fructall's in goal on a support duty sweeper keeper. Arroyo can do complete wing back just as good as he can do regular wing back, so I will employ him as such. That's what the tactic is originally designed to have, along with ball playing defenders. So Mbette's ball playing ability, similarly. Stubbs alongside him, Navarro at right back, who has been pretty good to start with. Morton at Norwood. We'd already worked out that Norwood's left foot was better than Morton, so he goes on the left. Perkins ahead of him, Jay and Fernandes on that right-hand side, and Birith up front. But we're just back from international break, which barely any of our players are involved in. At the same time, though, I don't know how many of Birmingham's will have been. I imagine not that many either. So as we arrive at St Andrews, I want to say, unless they've changed their stadium. No, St Andrews, battle of the team with Saint Stadiums. We'll welcome them to St James's Park at some point. Navarro to Morton. That's a ball back to Fructall. Arroyo into Birith. He's found a bit of space there. That's a fantastic finish from Mika Birith, who hasn't scored yet. As now. He had one disallowed, I seem to remember. But that's his first actual goal. That has stood. It's an assist from Arroyo. But what a finish. First shot of the game, although we've had a couple more since. Actually, I don't think it was the first shot of the game. So far, so good. I have tweaked the corner tactics. I just double-checked the players that were available for them. I have got the two tallest people at the near post now. It's a plan which does go slightly out the window when Temenezikov is playing. Yeah, Birith being the tallest player and Temenezikov being the shortest player makes things a bit awkward when we're sorting out corners, but it does mean I will have a 5'5" player on the post if I don't remember to change them around when he plays. But Morton, Mbette, Norwood, they also had a look at the throw-ins as well. While I was at it, they weren't properly set up either. Birith scored again. This time it's the other fullback assisting. Navarro now. It's nice to see Fernandes on a 7 rating, actually, already. Birith in. Our new fullback's doing the business now. There's Arroyo with a long throw. I know long throws aren't particularly good this year, but it's still better than the tactic I was using before. I kind of wanted to see how good long throws are currently, or if they develop or if there's sort of a alternative thing that happens from the long throw now that might be useful maintaining with. I'm keeping an eye on that going forward, but Navarro on the ball now. Morton to Norwood. Norwood's going to get Birith in, maybe? No, Etheridge gathers fairly easily. Been a fairly hefty highlight already. I'm intrigued to see where this goes. Arroyo does get that ball. Plays it off to Jay, although there's not a lot of room, but he has found Norwood, who has put Birith in again, who might have been offside, actually. He wasn't. I'll be honest, the one thing I'm concerned with is the fact that we might be in a position to get promoted again here. We absolutely will not survive in the Premier League. Ah, well, Deeney's offside here, thankfully. Although, okay, good. Did concern me for a while that it was going to count, even though Deeney was clear. Oh, not as offside as I thought he was, but still noticeably offside. Matt Jay on this corner, near post, Birith there. Stubbs gets it sort of back into play, although not fantastically so. Navarro gets the clearance. I wonder if the highlight's already over. It's continued to a certain point. Birith, back to Perkins, plays Fernandes in. Fernandes! Bless him. I was so ready for him to score his first goal there. His finishing does lack behind his crossing a little bit, but we'll work on that. I've also had a reassessment of my training modules as well, so it's all changing this championship season for Exeter in certain areas. A lot of the staff's changed as well. A lot of people's contracts ran out at the end of last year and have made improvements across the board generally. Well, Fernandes's 7 rating has disappeared and he's now on a 6.7, which is a bit of a shame, but Tom Ince and Sinclair can both come on. Experienced championship players, the pair of them. Not bad players to actually have available for us in terms of substitutes. Norwood's gathered that ball and, well, cleared it only as far as Roberts, but we don't pressure them enough to get the possession back there. Bakuna finds Baylor on this left-hand side. That's a really good finish from Jeremy Baylor. 2-1, I'm concerned now. They want me to bring Perkins off, but I'm more concerned by Morton and his yellow card. Furutsule is on the bench. Furutsule will come on. Through Sule, a better Volante than Ike Pozzo, annoyingly. I am concerned I might have made a mistake with Pozzo. I just waste a bit of time while we're at it. I don't know what to do with shout-wise. This late day, praise them. Yeah, that's got motivated enough for the last couple of minutes. And we see this game out. A vital 2-1 victory. 10 shots on target, actually. Their goalkeeper's had a blinder. For some reason, I really thought Neil Etheridge was going to be about 37 when I looked at him, but 33. And looking at Neil Etheridge as a whole, considering Birmingham as sort of a mid-table championship side in the prediction list, I suddenly feel a lot better about Fruchtal. Very similar overall. But an away victory is an away victory. I'm definitely going to be annoyed at 3 points, even if we have conceded relatively late on that. We're third. Although Ipswich are fourth as well, of course. Recently promoted with us. Sunderland promoted the year before. 3 teams that start in League 1 and League 2 at the start of the game in the top 6. Wigan in 10th, of course, promoted first season as well. In fact, I think all 3 promoted teams from the first season actually survived last year. Sunderland, Wigan and Sheffield Wednesday, the 3 of those. Good work from them. Derby, not started particularly well though. Promoted with us from the playoffs, and the highest, and according to the preview, the best squad, the worst of the 3 of us. New assistant manager as well. He's not great as a coach, but neither was the previous one. Carlisle, unfortunately, has left us. So apologies to any fans of Wayne Carlisle, but I could not turn down a person with 15, 15, 14 when Carlisle's were less than 10. By the way, those of you who have knowledge of Exeter may be aware that you do have the ability to sell a clause for Ethan Ampadu. I've sold all the appearance fees because I don't think that's ever going to happen. I've not sold his 20% transfer fee. That's been as high as 3 million, that sell clause. The main reason why I've not sold it is because his contract's till 2027. There's 4 years for them to sell him and we get 20%. Not profit, 20%. Full stop. Right now, it's 1.6. His low end of his value is 8.4. So it's about the same if he even goes for his minimum. But the main reason why I haven't sold it is because of that long contract, but not for that reason I just mentioned. His contract's long enough that by the time that we're a good enough team that Ampadu might want to join us, we could sign him back at a discount. And depending on how his transfer value goes, the discount may be more than the buyout. Also, shout out, just noticed in the bottom here, distance per game ran. Sonny Perkins best, Matt J second best. We've got good runners apparently. In case you're wondering as well in regards to staff, I've acquired Gareth Henderby as my head of youth development. 2014-14. Not bad, is it? Balanced personality could be better, but it also could be a lot worse. Exists currently at the RTD Academy in Ghana. Nice little hidden gem, I feel like. Certainly head of youth development that won't need to be replaced in the near future. The good news is we've had a full week in between. The only injury that's happened in the meantime was Toto Menezikov, and he's off the bench. That's basically the only thing that's changed. First 11 remains the same. And if Fernandez continues to develop the way he has been, we're in for a good performance this time round. 5.9 to a 6.7. Looking for a 7.5 today. There's Maddie Pearson. How are you regretting going to Coventry now? Matt J hooks that in. Sam Stubbs is there. It's gone through the goalkeeper and into the goal. Apparently we should be playing for set pieces, which I'm not certain about. I know we've just scored from one. But we don't have the tallest defenders. Yeah, we've got lucky with that one because Moore's had an absolute nightmare there, but I don't agree with playing for set pieces. I've just noticed their formation fully and the players that are in it. Am I going crazy or is like their squad just like 50% Huddersfield? Because Pearson they signed from Huddersfield. I'm pretty certain Toffolo went via Huddersfield along with Hamer. But Sheaf's in and it's a really good finish from Ben Sheaf. First goal of the year, of course. Football Manager things. Good finish. Oh, we're going to see it with an offside line. He barely kept himself on. I thought he was a lot more on than that, to be honest. It's a different Hamer, but I was right about Toffolo. Coventry also have Kenny McLean and Chacon on loan from Arsenal, both of which I wanted. I'd almost forgotten about those two, although considering Kaiki rejected me, I'm not sure Chacon would have come either. We'll give the lads a little bit of an encourage. We'll give them another one. Does appear to be make or break in regards to the fullbacks, because they're not playing particularly well today, either of them. Fernandez on a 6.4 as well, but I kind of want to keep Fernandez out. I just want to give him the game time. Get that sharpness up, get that familiarity up in the team. We've only had 2 shots on target, which appears to be the biggest problem of all, actually. But Chacon now has been tackled successfully twice, but they've still got the ball, because Football Manager. Ball's into the middle, McLean there. Hamer on the edge, has hit one of their players again. Allen, hooked in this time, and Mbete clears. What would be really great is if we could just retain the possession from getting a successful challenge in. I think we've had at least 4 fit. That's, another good clearance there. We've got the ball this time, though. Beerith. Fernandez is there if he can get the ball through to him. Fernandez has stopped running, which is a bit of a shame, but Fernandez now into Perkins. He's going to get Matt J. Good run from Matt J here. He's been fouled. Always an excellent challenge from behind, apparently. Because of course it is. From Maddie Pearson, of course. As well, just to rob that in even further. Hyam gets Godden. Allen with a bit of space to run through here. Doesn't do that well. Sullivan for Norwood, just from some fresh legs at the end. But I think this is going to run out 1-1. It has indeed. More possession, more passes, equal XG. Probably the most 1-1 game I've ever played, actually. That's finished 1-1. I'll motivate the team, though, regardless of what I actually think about that performance. I can't be mad at away points, either. Coventry may be in the relegation spots currently. I reckon it's sensible to go a little bit deeper into this season now. Sheffield Wednesday promoted last year. Bristol City, of course, beat us in the Carabao Cup first round, so there's a bit of revenge to be had there. It's a long way off, but I think that makes sense for the next episode. Regardless, though, it's a good start. We are in 4th currently, 14 points, 50 points. 50 points is what's regarded as being safe from relegation. I imagine we will fall off at some point, but then again, who knows? But thank you for joining me. I'll see you again very soon indeed. Thank you for watching. Until next time, ta-ra.